Ladies and gentlemen, Carolyn Laurie and Cristy Spooner.
Okay, I'm going to try not to cry. First of all, thank you so much for having us here tonight. I'm honored to share our story with you. As you can see from the clip of our beautiful documentary produced by the one and only Mike Squire of Ambry Genetics, we have had a very long and crazy 14 years of searching for a diagnosis. We've been trying to search for answers for our oldest daughter, Callie, who is now 14, and Ryan, who is 4. For 14 years, we have been giving vial after vial of our daughter's blood, taking part in every test possible, seeing every doctor possible, trying to find a diagnosis. Searching for a diagnosis is an endless, exhausting task. We knew nothing, our doctors were out of ideas, and we were struggling with the fact that we may never find a diagnosis. We felt helpless. 1 year ago, we attended the first annual Tribute of Champions to Hope, and we were sitting in this very audience without a diagnosis, no answers, and frankly, we had lost all hope. Now, here we are again with a completely different situation. We were reconnected with our past geneticist, Dr. Virginia Kimonis out of UCI, and she told us about a new cutting-edge test called exome sequencing. She said our family was a perfect candidate for this test, and we, of course, jumped at the opportunity. We were ecstatic. We were excited. We had never heard of exome sequencing. And it was an amazing feeling to have this newfound hope again that we might find an answer. Shortly thereafter, each of our families submitted blood. At the time, we didn't know about exome sequencing. Our blood samples were sent to Ambry Genetics, and the sequencing began. With great pleasure and gratitude, we are happy to announce we found a diagnosis through exome sequencing. As a result of this test, our girls, thank you. Thank you. As a result of this test, our girls are now categorized as rare diagnosed as opposed to rare undiagnosed. Our huge question mark after all these years has been replaced with a name. The results of the exome sequencing show that Callie and Ryan both have complex 1 deficiency, a very rare type of mitochondrial disease. So rare, in fact, there are only 2 other published people in the world with this known rare disease. We now know what is going on. We know which direction to look. Even though it's a very rare disease, knowing what it is creates so many more opportunities for research and knowledge. We once had a doctor tell us that it's more common to win the lottery twice than it is to meet someone with the same recessive gene. Well, my husband and I, Rick, both share the same recessive gene, and each of our children has a 25% chance of inheriting this mutated gene. This would explain why our middle daughter, Raylan, who is 7, did not. She's unaffected. The great news is there's treatment available. Callie and Ryan both take a cocktail of vitamins 3 times per day, what they call the mitochondrial cocktail, and we also focus more on clean eating and lots of exercise and therapies. And who knows, someday there may even be a cure. We now have hope that one day Callie and Ryan will have a better quality of life and ultimately independence. We've had the pleasure to work closely with Nicole Boych of Global Genes Rare Project. Global Genes is an amazing organization that works tirelessly to make connections with families like ours to help find answers. Global Genes, Dr. Virginia Kimonis and Dr. Elizabeth Chow of UCI, Ambry Genetics, and Kim Sherman of Echo Media Group have all gone above and beyond to find answers for us, for our Spooner family. Raising awareness and helping other families is imperative. Exome sequencing is critically important for other families to have the same opportunity. We have to keep the momentum going. We were fortunate that exome sequencing was covered by our insurance, but some other families are not so lucky. It is even more disheartening and frustrating to know this test is available, but there are families that don't have the money or the coverage for this test. Having answers and finding a diagnosis is the most important first step for discovery and treatment and possible cures. We are so grateful. All we want is to extend this opportunity to other families so they can find answers too. Hope is more than ever within our reach. Hope is definitely in our genes, and sequencing can make that hope a reality. All of us here tonight understand the struggles of rare disease. All of us here are here for a reason. We can do something about it, and together, as Josh said, together we can make a difference. So thank you for having us.